What's up, everybody? Welcome to Narco Cop MMA, and I am your host, Mike, along with my co-host, Timothy Troiano, and this is the Lambo Place Podcast, episode 114, UFC Vegas 100, 11 fights. We're down to 11 fights. Tim is giving me the finger from his shirt. I don't know why he's doing that, but it's not right. But yeah, 11 fights. We've lost a bunch of fights. This card is all upside down. It's very meh type of card, right? If I'm to be honest. But we have some fights. We have some bets. Timothy, 11 fight card. A lot of, I would say, lower level fights. How do you feel about this card?
Yeah, there's some people in the chat that are saying your mic is a little weird. Maybe it's a little too loud. I don't know if you want to check it or not. I think the card is Contender Series 2.0. Yeah, it's not quite high level fights here, but I think that we can find some good spots, and sometimes these are the good ones to bet on because you get some volatility, and some of the bigger props can hit up.
How is the mic now, guys? Is it good? Sorry, I don't even know what happened.
That's better. Yeah, that's better.
It's better? Okay,
Yep.
cool. All right, let me go over to my chat. Shout out my chat first. Elijah Juan, let's effing go. Good luck to everyone this weekend. Appreciate you, my man. What's up, Mushroom MMA? Buster Jensen says, Prates wins, and he's up 15,000 in 30 days. I think that's 15,000, right? Partially because of Narco Cop MMA and Timothy Troiano. This started as a hobby, but you guys have changed my life. Big love from the Dane, formerly in economically pain. I like that one. Jackie Blaine, what is up, my man? Let's clobber the bookies. Kind of a strange card. Yes, definitely a strange card. He's interested in ideas for props because money lines. Yeah, money lines are crazy on this one. Craig Crowley, what is up, my man? You got a nice giraffe there, by the way. What else? There will be blood. What is up, my man? Jesse Q says Jazz by Darce choke, and round 3 was my biggest win of the year. Let's effing go. Eric Albright, what is up, my man? How are you doing? Wacky Iraqi, my man. Always cashing, never trashing. Let's go, boys. Joshua Frick, tip, looking amazing. What's tip? Or he meant Tim.
Maybe
I think he meant Tim. I don't know. Goats. Yes. Thank you, my man. Narco, your mic is crazy. Yes, I already got it. I got it. Dixon, Narco, Tim. Narco, can I lick up some of your sake off the floor if you spill it? Sake! I almost drank a whole bottle, actually, before this fucking show started. So it might be a crazy fucking Narco today. Sujit 2K week this time. Mab was my only losing leg by parlay last week. Yeah, that was shitty. What is up? Addicted to Combat, my man. Not the best card, but hey, let's make some money. I appreciate you, man. Patrick, love this guy. This guy's a beast, bro. He's got guns for days. Yes. I fixed it. That's all everybody's comment is fix your mic. What is up, my man, Luke? We were at the fights together, my man, Luke. I love the guy. Remdog, I'd like a Lambo on this used Corolla card. This is definitely a used Corolla card. Shit card, but let's profit, says Ben Nino. MB says any card is better than a Rose card. Yeah, that Rose. God's Masterpiece. What is up, my man? Uncle Wheezy. Let's fucking go. My man, my favorite uncle, Uncle Wheezy. Mixed Gambling Artist. What is up? Grant, also in the house. Black M, drink your sake. I am absolutely drinking the sake. And the famous comment of Alco Cop from Mushroom. Mushroom, you're wearing out that fucking comment already. You're killing me. It's on Twitter. It's on YouTube. Alco Cop. Yes, I'm Alco Cop. Brian, time to smash. Let's effing go. All right. Tim, first fight of the night. It is in the bantamweight division, and it is the 6-1 Melissa Mullins versus the 6-1 Claudia Segula or Segula. And no, Tim, put away the lotions. We're talking about the fight. All right.
You
Now
beat
give
me
me
to it, man. You beat me to it. There's one reason that Segula is in the UFC, and that is it. Dana White likes hot chicks. Pretty much it. Yeah, dude. Segula to me has been beating like hall monitors and lunch ladies and soccer moms, seemingly to get to this point. I think she's going to give Melissa the fight that she wants. And I think that they're both, going to try to grapple a little bit. I don't think that the hands on Segula are threatening enough, like Cornholio had against her, to be able to get to threaten Melissa and getting takedowns. I also think the physicality on Segula isn't that great either. She seems kind of noodly. So give me I already bet this at 10-1. I think it's 9-1 or like 850 or 950 to 1 or plus 950 right now. Melissa Mullins by sub just seems like a stupid line. Probably wins a decision, but I just think that the ground and pound will set up a sub. It's just lined this way because she has no subs in her professional career so far. She's gone for them, but she's usually going for ground and pound, which I think, like I said, will set it up. Fight where women are going to be grappling and clinching. Probably we'll see. I mean, obviously, probably you'll see if the physicality, who's going to be more physical in the beginning of the fight. So, yeah, plus 1,000 or plus 900 for Melissa Mullins by sub. If you want to get super greasy, you can take sub 2 at 30-1, sub 3 at 45-1. That might be a little bit down because I took that when I got the.
Listen, you had to do this breakdown with your hands up. Where the fuck are your hands?
Well, dude, that was when she fought Cornholio. I mean, I can't do the Cornholio.
No, he's saying you got to do with your hands up because of other reasons.
Oh, I got it. I thought I was completely taking that as the great Cornholio right there. He was like doing the lotion, looking around, and like, all right, this is great. That's awesome. Yes, Luke, hands are up, dude. I'm good. We're safe.
Melissa Mullins missed weight. She missed weight by 1 pound. Honestly, she looked fucking sick, man. I'm not a body language reader, but she didn't look right. It wasn't even like a weight cut thing because it wasn't like she was like slow walking or she was like limp, stumbling or anything. She looked fucking sick. Like her face, something was wrong with her. She missed by 1 pound. This is the second time she's missed weight in back-to-back fights now. That's a terrible sign. That's not good. She has to win here. I mean, if you miss weight back-to-back and you lose in back-to-back fights, I think that means you're axed, you're cut. Most likely. We see guys winning now and they're getting cut, right? So, Melissa Mullins, she's an IBJJF like no-gi world champion at brown belt, which is a pretty credentialed like grappling tournament. And she somehow won it. And like, doesn't really, for a girl obviously she's a jiu-jitsu girl because her striking is awful. She doesn't really go for subs much, which is like, why? Like, I think she should, right? Claudia Segula, I watch her and I do think she has decent like body lock takedowns. I don't think she's like the most physical girl, but she has decent size. Her cardio looks okay, in some of these fights. What's a big concern is like the girl doesn't know what to do with head and arm throws. Karolina Sobek probably did it around 6 or 7 times in one fight and got her down every time. Then there's this other girl named Regal or whatever. She did it like 3 or 4 times, got her every single time. How the hell do you keep getting head and arm throwed every fucking time? It's beyond me. But like the girl's young, she's 25 years old, short notice fight. If you ask me, like, I do think it's a winnable fight just because of how bad Mullins is on the feet. And I don't think she has like great wrestling either, Mullins. But I'm with you. Like, submission is 950. This Segula lady, when she's on the ground, she doesn't look great, especially on bottom. There's a world where she gets on top of Mullins. I could see her getting takedowns, honestly. But she's just not a great grappler. She does pass to mount, but she's, like you mentioned, she's fighting like really low-level fighters. So with that being said, I mean, it was 950, by the way, on DraftKings, on FanDuel. Someone hit it down to 800. You can get 900. I'm still fine with it, honestly. 900, I think, is a fine line for Mullins by sub. She's going to have to find a sub at some point, right? Like, because she's a grappler at heart. And I do think Segula gives her that opportunity because I think Segula grapples a lot. So, yeah, I mean, Mullins covering means she's on top, not a bad pop. Yeah, I mean, the problem is she's just, man, I don't know. She didn't look right at weigh-ins at all to me. I honestly think she was sick, but that's my just guess, like my hunch. Let's move on. Fight number 2. It is in the middleweight division. It is the 4-2 Shanore versus the 12-4 Antonio Troli. Another low-level fight. I mean, another low-level fight. I mean, what's there to say here, right? This is definitely low level. Troli took the last fight on very short notice, flew to the Middle East, fought Sharam Magomedov. Did look good early. He looked fine early, like he was throwing. He landed some good shots. He was cage pushing. He was attempting takedowns, whatever. And then he death gassed after one round. Like, he was dead tired. Towards the middle of round 2, Shara started putting it on him. The kicks were too much. He eventually just kind of finished him because this guy gassed so bad in round 3. And on the other hand, Gore, 2-year layoff. 2-year layoff. The guy is still young. Only got 6 professional fights. He looked awful in his win. In his win against Josh Fremd, he looked awful. He was death gassing in that fight. If Fremd had any brain, he wouldn't shoot a takedown there. This guy was literally shelling up on the cage like this. And Fremd's like, let me get a takedown here. Whoop! Right into a guillotine. Choke him out. This guy was training at MMA Lab. I know some guys out there. You know, I don't know how to say this, but he don't look great. And then in his interview, I listened to this interview he's talking about, and he's so unsure of everything in this interview, man. And then they ask him, like, what were your injuries? Oh, I had a torn ligament in my wrist. I pulled out of the first fight. Well, why'd you pull out of the last fight? Well, I had a torn labrum in 2 places. And I had a torn labrum in my left shoulder. And he says, I have a torn labrum in 2 places. And then the guy interviewing him says, oh, well, did you have surgery or what'd you do? He's like, well, the doctor recommended surgery, but I didn't do it. I did rehab. Well, let me tell you guys something. There's no fucking way you can rehab a torn labrum. I'll tell you that right now. I had a torn labrum. You cannot fucking rehab that. You need surgery. So this guy is clearly still injured. Like, the thing is with labrum is, like, I have a partially torn labrum again now, but it's not completely torn. He says his was torn in 2 places. He's a gasser. I didn't hear good things about this guy. He's been off for 2 years. He's got an injury that he's still dealing with, apparently. What the fuck is this? I'm taking Troli, round 2 or 3. I've seen the guy go 3 rounds. He's got the better cardio, in my opinion. It's 1,000 and 1,500, round 2 and 3. And sub 2-3, Tim, is 18 and 2,500. He goes for subs. He goes for takedowns. I think he has the better cardio. I think one guy is potentially injured from his interview. Yeah. Give me Troli here, man. I don't I don't have any faith in this guy, Tresean Gore.
Yeah, I mean, this is absolutely giant douche versus turd sandwich here. It's tough to
time out. This is exactly the truth. Your shoulder. Have you ever had a separated shoulder? That's what happens when you have a torn labrum, because your labrum is literally the tissue that's around your shoulder that's holding the golf ball. And when that labrum tears, that golf ball moves and you get a separated shoulder. So anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be putting any decent amount of money on this fight before it starts. I think both of these guys are really unreliable. I think Gore is a better all-around fighter by a little bit. I just don't. I think that the question marks that you've already said are the concerns for him. Troli to me is like, he's basically like Mackenzie Dern's boyfriend, and that's all he's got really going well for him. He's a huge guy that doesn't really know how to use his length. He went, I think, 0 for 6 or 0 for 7 on takedowns versus Shara, which is a huge red flag to me from like thinking that he might be able to get Tresean down in this fight. I think that Tresean's way harder to get down than Shara is. So I think this is going to be like, I think both these guys are low volume. Both these guys are gassers. I just think that this is like a end split, boring as shit fight. If nobody gets it, nobody gets their finish. I think both guys could finish the other guy, but I just think that it's more like just a stupid ass greasy decision with some cage push, and nobody's able to really get their game off. Low volume from both guys, gassing. After the first 5 minutes, nobody can finish the other. So give me end split at plus 600. You want to take a small shot on Troli by split decisions 1400. So I like the end split at 6-1 though.
Troli decision is 1600 or
no?
Split?
His split is
holy fuck.
Yeah. Troli decision itself is 600 though.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I like end split.
Some comments here. Troli suck. I'm not saying he's good. I don't think he's very good, but I do think he can get a takedown. Honestly, as the fight goes on and Gore gets tired, I do think he can get a takedown. Like, he grapples him a lot.
He can out-volume him. He's not good. He's not a good striker, but he throws more volume than Gore.
He got that guy on Contender Series. I fucking forgot his name. But he got him in a sub. And that guy's kind of a grappler, I think. But I don't know, man. This dude, Gore, somebody mentioned that the UFC wants. Why the fuck would the UFC want this guy?
They don't give a shit about who.
There's nothing good about this guy that they want. Absolutely nothing.
All they're looking at this fight is who they're going to cut, and it might be both of them.
Banana split Tim in the house. What does that mean? All right.
And splits.
Fight number 3. It is in the bantamweight division. It is the 21-7-1 Cody Stamman versus the 14-7-1 Damon BlackShear. Tim, this one's yours.
Yeah, I mean, if you like me calling me the banana split, you're gonna be feeling this vibe again here. This is just a end split's terrible. It's plus 220, 275. I wouldn't necessarily play that, but I just think it's a stupid line on Cody Stamman by decision and Cody Stamman by split. The line itself seems just way too wide to me. BlackShear is a guy that needs to get his grappling off. Striking wise, he likes to use his kicks. His boxing. I think the boxing on Stamman is better. I might be wrong, but I'll listen for what you got to say on that. I think his boxing is cleaner and his boxing is better. The problem with Stamman's striking is that he doesn't like throw huge combinations, and he usually takes one to give one. So his fights are pretty close standing. I think the wrestling upside is on Stamman. I think it's really hard to I think he's very good defensively grappling and defensively wrestling. He's been subbed by guys that are really good. I mean, Saeed is elite with his ninja choke, and that would pretty much choke out most guys. I think that the stand-up's super close, but I would give it a slight edge to Stamman if it was standing for 15 minutes. Stamman doesn't have very much finishing potential unless he's fighting Eddie Wineland. Yeah, man, it's like the split decision for Cody and the decision for Cody is yeah, right, is really simple to me. I just think it's an obvious, plus 330 for decision for Cody and plus 900 for him to win by split. I honestly don't hate the plus 275. I think it's shit anytime you get less under plus 300, but I was hoping for plus 300. If it was plus 300, I probably would have bet it.
Yeah. I got Stamman decision 330. I just think Cody, he's fighting for his UFC life here. It's the last fight on his contract. He kind of stated that. He said he's gonna try to bring a high pace here, wrestle. I do think BlackShear's cardio is a bit iffy. And if Cody actually has good cardio, and if Cody pushes the pace here and is smart about it, and there's some grappling involved, it's not so much that he can easily get takedowns or something. No, BlackShear has very good wrestling, but make him work, right? That's the point here. You need to make him work, so that you can tire this guy out. And I think that's what he knows that. I think he kind of knows that. He's kind of said that he fell in love with the striking a lot, and he should have been grappling against Lapalus, which is obviously what I thought he would do, but he didn't do it. He kind of knows the game plan, man. And Stamman decision is 330. Split on him is 900. I'm just gonna go that route there. I think that's where the value is. I don't think there's a finish in this fight, one way or the other. I do think BlackShear has the length, the size, a little bit better striking with the kicks and stuff, but I do think Cody has good hands. Like his boxing is not bad. It's about closing the distance. It's about getting close to him to land those strikes, because Cody misses a lot of his shots because he has that short reach. He's very tiny for the division, So
don't you think that BlackShear's like not the type of he kicks and he stays at range, but he's not like as elusive as a Lapalus. Lapalus is like a nightmare for Stamman.
Lapalis's footwork is way better.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think
Lapalus is a distance way better.
Yeah.
But it's still an issue for Cody in like almost all of his fights. That's the thing. Like it's not only about BlackShear. It's like in every fight, he just swings and misses so often, looking at his UFC stats, like it's, he's striking accuracy is under 50%. I mean, it's not bad, but he misses a lot. And partially because he's so, tiny, right? And he's facing a bigger guy here. So I do think, like, I don't get how BlackShear can cover like a minus 300 price tag, just because he doesn't have like a lot of volume. He doesn't have the best cardio. It's, for me, if he covered it, it's probably a submission. But Cody's not easy to like grapple and sub and hold down, right? So
yeah, it's got to be like there's somebody's asking, a mixed gambling artist was asking any value on BlackShear sub plus 550. It's like a front choke to me. I mean, it's a guillotine or a darce or a ninja choke. It's not like a process takedown. Then I can get you, like I can actually advance. Like nobody's been able to do that minus Aljo. Like outside of that, you got like, I mean, what's his face? Mirab, like he was handling Mirab. Like he was able to get Mirab down. He was like able to get up instantly against Mirab, although a lot of people do that as well. I just don't think that it's going to be like easy for BlackShear to take him down. And
he got more takedowns against Aljamain than Aljamain got him down.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think that I just think that he's a better wrestler. He's like, it's going to be really hard for BlackShear to get him down. And if he gets him down, it's going to be really hard for him to hold him down. I think the only sub is like a front choke.
Yeah. Does BlackShear have accurate striking? Not really. He's not the best striker. I don't think he's bad either. I think he's okay. Yeah, I mean, we're both on the decision. Let's move on here. Fight number 4. It's in the welterweight division. It is the 9-4 Charles Raty versus 11-7 Matthew Semelsberger. And I will kick this one off. I'm going right back to the well for the decision prop here, and it's on Semelsberger. It's 5-10. But I'm also going to give out the split decision here because I think Semelsberger, again, this is a guy fighting for his UFC career. It's the last fight of his contract. He hasn't really done great, 3 losses in a row. Close fights, Parsons is a close fight. Jeremiah Wells was a very close fight. Even the Medic fight prior to knockout was a close fight. Like, this guy is competitive with almost everybody, right? He doesn't get blown out of the water. And we have a fight here against Charles Raty, who doesn't have really the best wrestling to get the fight to the ground. His striking is okay, but I favor Semelsberger's power. He's coming off a knockout, Raty is a couple of months ago to Prates. I do think Semelsberger might have the better chin of the two, too. So, decision is 5-10. We're not seeing a lot of knockouts, Tim. Whether it be the gloves, I don't know. I still don't know for sure. I have an inkling it might be the gloves. But we're not seeing knockouts. And Semelsberger, decision 5-10, split decision 475. I think I'm going that route here. You?
Exactly the same reads. I just think that Radke to cover, like, he's going to try to grapple, and he struggled getting Blood Diamond down, which is gigantic red flag. Like you said, I mean, he's winning almost all of those fights until he's either being totally grapple fucked and wrestle fucked versus guys. Like, Jeremiah Wells would destroy Radke grappling and wrestling. Parsons would just roll him all over the place as well. These guys they're really physical, big, strong dudes. I mean, Radke's like a guy that's kind of like a tweener size-wise to me. He's given up 4 inches. He's giving up 4 inches in height. And he's giving up, I think, 3 inches in reach. The power and strikes, I definitely give to Semelsberger as well. So, like, moments, better jab. He just needs to stay standing. And I just think that the size and the strength, I think I hope he should be able to stay standing with this guy. Like, if he can't, then this is just an obvious, like clear as hell weakness for him that he's got to work on. But he was winning all these fights until he lost. I thought he was winning. I thought it was really close against Medic, like you said. He definitely was winning against Jeremiah Wells. I mean, he almost knocked him out. Dude he's got I think 9 or 10 knockdowns with two KOs. Like, he always seems to knock guys down. So he could be losing a round and get a knockdown and still win a round. So yeah, I like the same exact plays. End split, Matt by points, Matt by split.
All right, let's move on. Fight number 5. It is, as soon as this loads up, it is in the welterweight division. It is the 24-8-1 Elizeu Zaleski dos Santos versus the 7-0 Zach Skrogin, who missed weight by 3 pounds. Timothy, this is yours.
I mean, this should be a smash spot for Zaleski. Scroggins doesn't look. I don't think he really looked good anywhere except for being big. Yeah, I just think that Dos Santos should nuke this guy pretty early within the first 10 minutes. So KO 1 plus 320, KO 2 plus 550 for Zaleski Dos Santos. I think he nukes him.
Yeah, I do think he gets him out of there, but I'm going sub, Tim. I'm going sub plus 550 because I think this guy's Skrogin is going to grapple. He's not going to like the striking. He's going to try to grapple, and he's going to get himself in a mess because Dos Santos is legit fucking black belt on the ground, man. And I think this guy's levels below him. I think he's going to find a sub here, man. He went for the sub against, who was it in that fight where he went for the sub? I think Fakhretdinov, he went for a sub, but also against Randy Brown, if I'm not mistaken, he went for a sub. Let me look real quick. But I do think he got the back of Randy Brown he had a sub attempt in his last 2 fights, right? Against more competent grapplers, right? Fakhretdinov can wrestle. Randy Brown can grapple some as well. And this guy is just not on the level, man. He's just not. This is low tier compared. And he doesn't look good. The only thing this guy Skrogin does well is kick. That's it. This is a big mismatch to me. I'm gonna go with sub at plus 550. I just think he's gonna sub this dude. Could be later, could be early. I have no idea, but I'm going with sub here. I think he finds it. Let's move on. Fight number 6. It is in the strawweight division. It is a 16-8 Carolina Kowalkiewicz versus the 9-3 Denise Gomes. And I'm going right back to the well here. Denise Gomes, submission. It went down. I gave it to my Discord at 50. It was 1,900 actually. It's 1,300 now. She goes for subs, guys, a lot. And Carolina's not going to like it on the feet. She's going to get tagged because Gomes hits hard. And she's going to try to grapple. And she's going to get herself in a grappling sequence where she's going to get subbed, in my opinion. And Gomes is a legit grappler. She has a brown belt. She's good on the ground. She looks in the best shape of her career. Let's get that sub, man. I have a feeling we're going to get this sub, Tim. So it's plus 1,300 right now. I still think there's a ton of value in that. She was this close to subbing Angela Hill. If Angela Hill didn't have her hands stuck between her thighs with her glove, she was getting subbed. So I'm taking the 1,300. That's an enormous line. And I don't think Carolina is that good of a grappler. So give me that.
Yeah, this is one where I might have a bet on your bet, but I'll predict a different one. I might like, if I'm going to donate a little bit of money, I might take a bigger shot at yours. Or maybe I just do like inside the distance and then do the sub just to kind of guarantee both sides. Or guarantee one of them hitting. I think that this is like, I think that Gomes reminds me of like not a Walmart version, but like just a lesser version of Andrade, where, you just get like just huge power, can be taken down, good grappler, but can be taken down, understands jiu-jitsu positions, good offensively, good defensively to be able to know what she's supposed to do. But just huge one-shot power like that she can knock girls out with. So I think that Carolina is shown to be durable, but I just think that like Gomes hits hard enough to knock her out at this stage in the game. Gomes KO is plus 300. KO, a lot of her finishes, I know that she got her last couple in the UFC have been, she got out Uruguay in round 1, and Brazil was round 2. A lot of her finishes actually go in 2-3. So I think it would probably be more of a with what's her face with Carolina being durable. She probably gets her out in 2 or 3. So I'll go KO at plus 300. KO 2 is 11-1. KO 3 is plus 1,500.
I put a stat. I don't know if you saw it, but in the strawweight division, which is 115, there hasn't been a single KO all year. It's pretty crazy.
The one that should have hit was that fucking Melissa whatever
Martinez.
Martinez, dude.
Yeah, but that was a body like shot too. It wasn't even like a headshot.
It was a cake. Right?
Anyway,
those are the only KOs we're seeing. We're only seeing spinning back. We're like occasionally seeing a punch, but it's usually like spinning back fist.
Dude, out of all people, was last week.
Pounds.
MAB. That was
100%.
like the random one.
Versus fucking pillow fisted Stolzfus.
All right, let's move on. Fight number 7. It is in the middleweight division. It is the 6-0 Mansour Abdul Malik versus the 12-4 Dusko Todorovich. This one's yours.
This is God. I can't really. I hate this fight from a betting standpoint. I mean, Dusko is unreliable in a bunch of different ways. He fights with his hands down. He can be nuked. He can be taken down. He just has to like Homer Simpson his way to winning, which is, I think, his path here as well. but he's also really he's not super durable. So it's like Mansoor is a guy that like I just don't know about him. He seems to have good wrestling. He seems to be a physical guy, wrestle collegiately, really nasty ground and pound. He's also been taken down by guys. So to me, I don't know. It was tough for me. I was thinking like, am I going to go decision for Malik or am I going to go sub for Malik? And I lean decision more than sub because I think that on the ground, if the fight's on the ground, I think it's probably a decision or a KO, most likely a KO. But I think I got to go with decision and just hope to God that Dusko like goes full guard and just tries to hug him and delay as long as he can. I think it's a tough call. I'm really not confident on this fight at all. I'll be honest with that. I don't really think that I don't really have a good read on this one. So I'm just going to go that way and go decision because fights aren't finishing and, you know, probably going to be a ground and pound finish in round one. But yeah, I think it's a shitty line. Give me decision and hope to God that Dusko can survive.
Yeah, I'm buzzed right now, but this Mansoor guy, I have a question. This is an honest question. Who do you think is better, Dusko Todorovich or Wes Schultz? The guy that he fought on. Dusko's better?
I think so.
Why the fuck is this guy then this big of a favorite then? Yeah. I mean, did he look good in that fucking fight?
No.
That's my thing. It's like that guy took the fight on fucking short notice, right? He took the fight on short notice, that Wesley Schultz guy. He took the fight on short notice. Dude, he was like getting this guy's back, like, and Mansoor looked visibly tired in round 2. And then, he hurt this guy and then got him down and then pounded him out. But like, Wes Schultz is awful, bro. And he gassed himself. So it's like, I'm trying to figure out why this line's so big right now. Like, I get Dusko is not the best, and people have all this recency bias in their heads, like, oh, Dusko's terrible, oh, Dusko's this, Dusko's that. Okay, fine. Dusko's not the best. But the guys he's losing to are UFC level good fucking fighters. Okay? Yeah, Soriano might not be a great loss. Don't get me wrong, that knockout was bad. But Gregory Rodriguez going to decision against Gregory, it's not bad. Chidi Njokuani was going for a lot of takedowns. He was doing the right thing. And then just got crunched with an elbow in the clinch right in, behind his ear or whatever. Like, I get this guy Mansoor is strong. He's physical. He's athletic. Yes, I agree with you guys. He can finish. Definitely he can finish. But what happens when this fight extends or if it extends? Like, I think Todorovich cardio is good. That's one thing I can tell you. It looks good. I don't think this fucker Mansoor has good cardio. He looked very tired in round 2 against Wes Schultz. And he's never been to round 3, guys. He's never been to round 3. What happens when this extends? What happens when Dusko gets on top of this guy? What happens then? Because Dusko has better BJJ than Wes Schultz does. Right? What happens then? I'm not saying that Dusko is like, when people look at these fights, you have to put it in context like, okay, why? Why is this guy such a huge favorite? And like, look, there will be blood. Oh, ring rust matters, Mansoor KO. Okay, fine. But what makes you think Mansoor KO is so good when it took him forever to get out a fucking trash can like Wes Schultz? Wes Schultz is a bad fighter, man. And he couldn't get him out of there. And he was getting taken down. And he was getting, he was on top of him. Like, you think Dusko off a bed has better cardio? Yes. I think Dusko has better cardio. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, better cardio than him. Yes. I've seen the guy go 3 hard rounds against Gregory Rodriguez. Yes, he has better cardio than him. I can assure you that he has better cardio than him. When you've experienced the 3 rounds in a hard fight, it's different than when you have never experienced it, right? Everybody was saying that one guy, I forgot his name, that grappler against that lost to Christian Rodriguez. Oh, this guy's elite cardio. Oh, but he had never been 3 rounds. What happened in round 3 to that guy against Christian Rodriguez? He death gassed. He looked like he wanted to he needed an oxygen tank, right? So I don't know why the people are crowning this Mansour guy. He has power, yes. He's strong, he's powerful, he's athletic. I get all those things. But we haven't really seen him in competitive fights, man. Wes Schultz has been his best opponent. He's fighting absolute trash cans on the regional scenes. I can't take anything out of that. So for me, I'm going to take Todorovich 2-3 here. I think this guy's going to gas if it gets there. Can he finish Todorovich? Yes. He can finish him around. And Tim, round 2 is 1,800. Round 3 is 2,200. But the whisper bet of the week is submission. Todorovich 2, 5,000. And Todorovich 3 plus 5,000. I think if Todorovich extends this guy and gets him down, I think he's the better submission guy. And I do think he can sub this guy, honestly, when he's dead tired. So, I mean, I'm not saying I do think that Mansour should be the favorite. Just the line to me is absurd.
Yeah, I like the sub calls in him. I was looking at I was rethinking my thought process on the fight going, and I kind of think I think that it's also Dusko decision is also super live at 10-1. Just the same thing of what you're saying. It just depends on how durable is Malik. And then if he's really durable and he's just death gases, he could get beaten up. And then you're looking at just basically Dusko staying at range and beating him on the feet. I just think the striking isn't that great. So, yeah.
Guys, I mean, I'm not giving you a ticket that's plus 200. Of course it's a long shot. It's fucking plus 5,000.
Yeah,
it's 50-1. Okay? I don't think that's right when we don't know this guy's gas tank. We don't know.
Yeah.
This guy's gas tank could be awful in round 3. We don't know. And I'll tell you, from the visuals in round 2 against Wes Schultz, he looked fucking very tired. If you don't think that and you watch that tape, then you didn't watch the tape.
Who do you think has more decision equity here? If the fight goes 15, who do you think wins the fight?
I think round 3 is going to be Dusko.
Yeah.
I think round 1 is a big portion, along with a finish to him. Beginning of round 2, I kind of favor him too.
Right.
So it's close. It's kind of close. Probably lean him because I also think he has more potential to have a 10-8 in round 1.
He has that, but he also it just depends on the takedown defense of Dusko. If his takedown defense is really
what was your pick as Mushroom?
I said Malik points. I also think, I might play both of those guys decision props at 10-1 and 6-1. I think that they're both really good. I also might even sprinkle split because it's going to be an absurd line because it's the same thing of what you're saying. It's the classic split. It's 1 round early, one guy, late round, another guy, middle of the fight's going to be, okay, one guy probably has a little bit more success in the beginning of the second round. The other has more. It's a classic split, archetype type of fight for me. I just think that if it goes, I could see it being super greasy and one guy having success early, the other guy having success late. So I'm going to look at that and try to see exactly what those lines are. I truly
don't think Dusko's is as bad as people are making him out to be. I don't. I think he just ran into some really good fighters that are just much better than him.
These guys they're saying no more split.
All right, let's move on.
My life, man.
We killed it with that one. Fight number 8. It is in the strawweight division. It is the 11-3 Luana Pinheiro versus 14-8 Jillian Robertson. I'm not going to prolong it too much, but I do think we have some value in Robertson KO 2-3. I think Luana in round 1 is dangerous. When she's fresh, she's pretty strong. She's hard to keep down and take down probably early. She's got the judo. She's got the power on the feet. but I think she's a gas bag. And I think Jillian Robertson at 115 looks good. I think she's much stronger at 115. I think she can get into advantageous positions. And it's most likely sub, but it's a huge line 2-3 KO, 1100. I'm going to go with Jillian Robertson, KO 2-3. She loves to throw ground and pound. I think Luana Pinheiro, when she gasses, she might just eat it. So yeah, give me the 2-3 KO on Robertson.
Yeah, I think this is going to end split. I'm just kidding. I just wanted to throw that for Benino there. No, I agree, man. This is pretty obvious. Jillian 2-3. And then I'm going to bet Jillian 2-3, and then I'm going to bet Jillian KO 2-3, 10-15% of my bet. And I'll make 80-85% of my bet on the just round 2 and round 3. I do think my concern is on this. My concern is that she could, if she gets her down in round 1 late, she could easily kind of sub her there too. I don't think she'll KO her in round 1 if she gets her there. I think that'll take a little bit longer, but I think it's possible that if she starts raining elbows, that you could see a back take, and you could just see her take her neck. I think Jillian's like so much better than her on the ground, and I just think that that's going to be that's going to be the one where we're watching. We're like, please get to the second round. Please get to the second round if she gets her down. So it's a question of does the judo hold up? And takedown defense hold up while she has cardio? I really don't know, to be honest. But I'll go with 2-3, and I like the 2-3 KO as well.
All right, let's move on. Fight number 9. It is in the bantamweight division. It is a 9-2. Cortavius Romeus versus the 7-4 Gaston Bolanos. Tim, off to you.
Yeah, I didn't know if you know this, but Cortavius Romeus was on the West All-Stars football team for Key and Peele. He was on there with Fudge, with all those guys. They're all on the same team, so he was a wide receiver for the West All-Stars. That being said, Bolanos to me seems to be just like a one-dimensional fighter, and the dimension that he has is not even that spectacular. He's a striker, doesn't really have much grappling game, doesn't have a jiu-jitsu, doesn't have very good takedown defense. Just his stand-up is all right. I think he got just worked by what the hell was his name? The guy we bet on. Can't remember the last guy he lost who got KO'd by. We cashed the last 2.
Bolanos?
Yeah.
Oh, he got knocked out by Marcus McGee.
Marcus McGee. Yeah, we cashed him the last 2 times he's fought. So, yeah, like I just don't think that his striking is even like that amazing. That the problem with Romeus is that he can be defensively void striking, and so that might give Bolanos some opportunities. But I can't get over the grappling holes in this guy's game. He was giving up like mount to Phillips. He was just, there's a bunch of just problems with his game. He's been subbed already. So I think what's going to happen in this fight is Cortavius is going to stand with him for maybe a round, maybe 3/4 of the first round. And maybe Bolanos has a little bit of success, or the fight's a little bit closer than it should be. And then the end of the first round, Cortavius will try to get him down, maybe run out of time to finish him in round 1, and then he's going to get him in round 2 or 3 with a sub. So sub 2 plus 750, sub 3 plus 1100. The sub is used like a 50,000 miles Corolla, so I don't have to bet that.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's way more athletic, way stronger, way quicker. Bolanos does have the better striking for sure, technical striking, very good kicks. But his hands are not the best. I do think he can get taken down. His jiu-jitsu is not great. I do think this guy Romeus actually has good jiu-jitsu. Is super fast when it comes to his subs. Like he goes for them, and he goes for them fast. So I kind of feel like Gaston with his kicks, he can keep this guy on the outside a little bit and kind of make this fight go deeper. And Romeus, when you look at him, most of his finishes are early. I just kind of feel like he's going to get takedowns later and just kind of control him and win a decision, Tim. Plus 340, Cortavius Romeus by decision. I just think he's going to be smart. He's going to get takedowns. He's more athletic. He's faster. Yeah, I just 340 is good enough for me for decision.
Yeah, I had that. I had it scribbled out. I just think that if he's getting him down, I think that he should be able to sub him. But I had that before. I like that too.
All right, let's move on. Off to the middleweight division. It is this 37-17 Gerald Meerschaert versus the 17-2 newcomer Reinier de Ritter. Tim, this one's mine. Man, I went back and forth on this one because I truly don't think Ritter's like spectacular or anything. I don't think he's great, but I do think he can get takedowns. That's the issue. He can get takedowns, and I do think he's the better grappler. I just don't know if his cardio is very good, especially at 85. He looks like he gasses. Meerschaert's a little bit more proven. I'm going to take GM3 by decision, Tim. It's 800. I don't know if it happens, but I think if fight goes to decision, it might be close, honestly. And so I do kind of lean GM3 in the later rounds and kind of this guy early. So it's a matter of what happens in the middle rounds, you know. So I'm going to take decision. Not the biggest. I'm not too confident in it, but yeah, I don't mind it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you on this fight. It's a lot of different variations of how I think this fight could go. I think that Reinier could win this fight any which way. I think he could get an early KO. I think he could sub GM3 possibly in this fight as well. I think his jiu-jitsu is better. My question is how good is his wrestling? I'm not sure. I think the guys he's taken down as easily as he is in other fights are not that physical, so he's getting them down easily and subbing them. I really don't, honestly, I kind of in the same way. Like I look at it like I think it could be a top time thing too, where he does get him down and then he just stays safe and Gerald just throws up subs. So I'm really clueless on like how I think Ritter wins, but if you're hanging like sub 3 for GM3 is plus 2,400, I think that's typically his win percentage, his win condition. I don't hate Ritter 2-3, but they're not good lines at plus 600, plus 900. I think it's really possible that he could just get top time and stay safe. I'm not as convicted on this one, but GM3 sub 3, Ritter 2-3. I'd flip a coin on those. I really don't have a fucking clue.
Yeah. Through 10 fights, Tim, one more fight. It's the main event. And if you guys haven't subscribed, down below is my link for my Dub Club. Also, you can get into my Discord, live betting, all that fun stuff. Click that link, get in there. With that being said, let's move on. Main event of the night. It is in the welterweight division. It is the 29-12 Neil Magny versus the 20-6 Carlos Prates. And this one's yours, Tim.
This is I think a nightmare spot for Magny. He's gonna need to get into range. He's fighting a dude that has massive calf kicks. I could easily see this being like a similar to one of Neil's last fights. I can't remember the blonde dude. Can't remember his damn name. Where he had the kicks and he just kept breaking him with calf kicks. Everybody seems to be able to break him with calf kicks. So to me, I just think like this should be Prates by KO in 2, 3, or 4. It's plus 160 if you combine them. It's plus 390 for 2, plus 750 for 3, plus 1,200 for 4. Yeah, Ian Carey was the one that he should have been able to sub him too. So that fight pissed me off. But yeah, he just kept breaking him with leg kicks. I just think it's what's going to happen. He's just going to take his movement. He's going to calf kick him. We could even see a calf kick KO, to be honest, in this one where he just can't get up. So, plus he's coming off getting absolutely nuked by Morales. I think it's within like 6 months. So yeah, I think this is Prates, good spot for them to keep picking him up and giving him $50,000 for KOs.
Yeah. I think it's probably KO. Like, he hits hard. He's got good kicks. He takes his time. He's very measured, honestly, early. He doesn't really go crazy. He measures you. He throws some big kicks, and then he looks to snipe either with knees to the body, big shots up top. But I do think Magny's going to have to grapple here and try to get the fight to the ground. He's going to and I think it's going to give an opportunity for Prates to get a sub. And he kind of said it in an interview. He's like, listen, if this guy's going to try to get me down, I'm going to sub him. And I do think Magny's going to try to get him down. I mean, he's not going to stand with this guy. He's got no chance on the feet. Prates has submissions, man. He's very long. He's lengthy. He's got decent front chokes. I'm taking the sub here, Tim. It's 950. When they're zigging, I'm zagging, Tim. So everybody's zigging with the KO. I'm gonna zag here with the submission on Prates, plus 950. Yeah, let's move on to our Lambo parlays. Tim.
I would say, yeah, like let me I would take 2, 3. I would take 2, 3, 4 because I'm just looking at the lines. It's it's 50 cents for 2, $1 for 3, and $2 for 4. It's stupid for me to do that. I'd rather do, like you're saying, if he gets him on a sub, that's definitely live in a front choke, and that's definitely how Magny gets finished. So plus 340 for round 2, plus 650 for round 3, and plus 1,000 for round 4. I agree with you.
All right, my man. Lambo parlay time. I don't want to prolong this. We're 57 minutes in. This one's a quick one. I like it. I'm going to give my Lambo parlay first. It's a sub parlay. It is Romeus by sub, Aleski dos Santos by sub, Robertson by sub, 43-1. And this is off to you, Tim. Wake up, Tim.
No, yeah, I'm just writing yours down. Let's go. I've got 2 here. Let's go Mullins by sub and Jillian 2-3. The 2 is 44-1. The 3 is 84-1. And what I would suggest in that as well is do 1 as well because it's 31-1. Like if you could get totally bagged on that. So like round 1 with Jillian with the sub is 31-1. Round 2 is 44-1. Round 3 is 84-1. Include that with Mullins sub. You're muted.
But then don't do that because the money line's better than playing 1, 2, and 3.
I did the inside the distance.
Or inside distance. Sorry, I'm sorry.
It really isn't though. It's like 16-1. So it's like
it has to be better. It has to be better.
I'm telling you, it was minus 140. And then it was plus 900. It was like high 1600s when I looked at it.
No. What I'm saying is if you play 1, 2, and 3 on Jillian Robertson and you Dutch that, it cannot be better than ITD.
It would be it was like 75 got you like just under $400 or something like that. And
no. I'm saying if you Dutch it, you have to Dutch it, right? So if I Dutch 1, 2, 3, what's 1, 2, 3? Give me. I'll do it real quick. What's 1?
1 is 31-1.
No. What's just round 1? Jillian Robertson.
Oh, it's like 280 or 260. 260.
260. Okay. What's round 2?
390.
What's round 3?
700 or 750.
Okay. What is her ITD line?
Minus 140.
So this one is minus. I'm trying to look at it now. So what? So 60. So you profit $64 on 100. So it's a 1. 40-ish?
Yeah.
Around the same, I guess.
Yeah.
About
It's
the
just,
same.
it was like, that's what I was saying. Like, it's like, if you do $75 bet on the 16 to 1 or whatever, and then you do and you hit
Yeah.
25, 25, 25, all that I'm saying is like the round one will be around even. You're breaking pretty close to even on the bet. But if you hit 2 or 3, you're getting a decent amount more.
Yeah.
I was looking at exactly that. I thought the same thing. I was just like, why not just do inside the distance? I'm like, it's actually, if it happens in 2 or 3, I think it's, a little bit greasier.
Yeah. All right. That's it. 2 Lambo parlays, all 11 Lambo plays. Someone said, can you cook up a 3-leg decision? If I'm to cook up a 3-leg decision of the ones I think win by decision, I would
Cody,
go.
Matt. We both had Cody and Matt.
Who? Cody Stamman? Yeah.
Matt Semelsberger.
Cody Stamman by decision, Matt Semelsberger by decision.
I would just stay with that.
And no, I want to give one more. I think Romeus could win by decision, honestly.
Yeah, Cortavius.
Yeah. If you want a 3-legger.
You could do Mullins too. I mean, I think that's more likely than
Or
herself.
Mullins, yeah, or Mullins by decision. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much to each and every one of you, 235 of you in here. Appreciate you guys. Good luck tomorrow. And yeah, Tim, you got anything?
No, sir.
One more thing. Let's cash those tickets for UFC Vegas 100. Peace.